Hi everyone, this is your girl Brunel, and I am here just to give you another quick word, a gem that I hope will carry you through the rest of your weekend and into next week. So today I'm thinking about the subject of rejection, and I just recently shared it at an event I was to, just on rejection and the fact that rejection is one of those things that we just cannot control. We cannot determine when we're going to be rejected, how we're going to be rejected, how it's going to affect us. And a lot of times when we experience rejection, it really leaves us in a dark place. It really hurts our self-esteem sometimes. We question our self-worth, and then we want closure. Why was I rejected? What could I have done differently? What could I have done to prevent the rejection? How do I move forward? And you have all these questions that's just bombarding you, and you begin to look at yourself, blame yourself, and you really feel like much less than who you really are. Just a couple years ago, I remember, I'll share a personal story. A couple years ago, I went to work as usual. It was a normal day for me. I sensed nothing different. Went to work, socialized with my colleagues, did my work, went about my day. And by later that afternoon, I was summoned into a private area, and I was told that that was the last day that I was working for the company. Needless to say, I was downtrodden. I was devastated. That had never, in all of my years of working, that had never happened to me. And I had so many questions in that moment. Why did this happen? What could I have done differently? Did I do something wrong? Why didn't anyone tell me? And I was really at a loss for words. I went into a complete state of shock initially, and then tried to defend my right to still be there at a place where they no longer wanted me. And just later on, I found out I was not the only one, that it was an exercise being conducted, but that didn't matter to me. What mattered in that moment was how terrible I felt, how rejected I felt. That hurt. And I had to go through a process of healing and acceptance and understanding that this had nothing to do with me, that it was not my fault. It was a decision that the company had made group wide and all of that. But still, when you go through a circumstance like that, you really still question, okay, your worth. Did I add value? Was it seen? Was it noticed? And so I went through a whole process. And so today, I don't know if any of you are experiencing this. If you have experienced not that specific type scenario, could be any other form of rejection. Could be rejection of a partner, rejection by, rejection of an opportunity. Maybe you wanted an opportunity, you felt you deserved it. Could have been a promotion. Could be someone you were interested in is no longer interested in you. You were dating, it didn't work out the way you thought it would. Your feelings were involved, or a relationship didn't pan out. It actually could be anything where it threatens your self-esteem and just the way that you viewed yourself. And I just want to say, I understand. Most importantly, God understands, and He loves you, and He will never reject you. And understanding and accepting the love of God is the paramount, the most important thing and factor that you can really have in your life, that helps you to understand yourself. It helps you to accept yourself, because His love is so unwavering and unconditional. And it can really strengthen your resolve that no matter what happens to me, no matter who doesn't accept me, I know He does, and I accept myself. And so the second thing, after really accepting that, okay, this happened to you and you can't control it, it's really understanding too that you're not the only one. Sometimes we feel like we're alone, and that really kind of exasperates the situation. You feel alone, and so it's hard for you to pull yourself out of a dark place. You are not alone. There's so many others who have gone through it, who are living testimonies that you can survive it, and they model how you should do it as well. And then the third thing is also realizing that there's so much more in store for you. When you let go, letting go is sometimes a difficult thing, because you can have an opportunity that says, okay, we don't want you. This opportunity is not for you. And yet you're there begging for it. Like, no, this is mine. I want it. It could be a relationship, like telling you, no, I don't want you. And you're still asking and begging for that relationship, that partner to accept you. And they're telling you, no, they don't want you. There's so many other circumstances that could be rejecting you in one form or another, and you're fighting to hold on to it. And today I just want to remind you of your worth. You are worth so much more than that. God has handpicked you. You are set apart. He knows you by name. He has something great in store for you in every which way if you seek him and you trust him to guide you. And if you let go in your hand, if you let go what you're holding in your hand to get what he has in his hand for you, you would be so amazed. You would be so, so amazed. And so I encourage you today, no matter if you've faced rejection in the past, if you're still healing from it, if you've gone through something recently, or if you're experiencing it just hard and head on right now, I implore you to hold on to God, to maintain your faith in him, to see him the way that he sees you, to accept what you're going through. Go through the emotions. I had to go through it. I went through my crying. I had 2 days of crying. And I was like, okay, Lord, what next? I had to move on. That's exactly what I had to ask. What's next? Move on. Pick yourself up and move on. And also just embracing everything else that he has for you. When you let go, you'll see all of the amazing things that God has in store for you. So I just want to encourage you today that light is at the end of the tunnel. There's more hope for you, more beautiful things in store for you. And I hope that you will glean onto that today and take this gem and run with it. And may it take you through the rest of your week. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what you've heard, please share it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Renelle Pierre Inspires. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of the social media platforms, and encourage someone else with this word today. And I'll see you again soon.